Howdy folks, we're going to take a quick look at our solar weather at the moment, and right now, as we can see, everything seems to be pretty calm. We're right in the middle of a bit of a C flare, kind of like this. Nothing super major really to report. Our KP index here, we actually did get a little bit onto the 4 side, but if we come down here and we look at college, we actually got up into 6, it looks like. Let's take a look at this bad boy. What happened here? Look at that. We got up into KP6, and today we were up at a level of 4, and this is a college station. This is the estimated planetary, so for the whole planet. This is Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg is looking like you're at a KP4 here. And Boulder, Colorado, we had a little bit of KP4. It looks like it's pretty close to estimated planetary, not so close, but whoa, Fredericksburg and Boulder got down to 0. It looks like 0, 0. Oh wait, we're not there yet. Haha, we're right here. So College Station, yeah, looks like you're definitely getting the blast of it, that's for sure. And for those who are not aware, College Station is right here, just northwest of Houston, Texas, right here in the United States. This is Houston, Gulf of Mexico, San Antonio, College Station. I'll actually be moving here before too long, but around June 10th, I'll be moving right along the 10 corridor, somewhere between here and here. And this is where I actually got the picture of that DNA helix spaceship that I showed you guys in a previous video. But that's not why we're here. I'll show you why we're here. This is why we're here. We're going to look at the Schumann Residence from Tomsk, Russia. Looks pretty normal. They're actually giving a pretty honest reading. Occasionally we have blackouts, like this little strip here. But for the most part, they do pretty accurate. They don't necessarily try to hide it, even though sometimes there's a blackout, which is kind of hiding. However, if you guys remember, I showed you guys the Italian model where they were deleting footage. Well, check this out. Look at how they're trying to hide this. Okay, we can see that the geophones are just going berserk. We can see that there's some pretty good readings right here. Okay, so and this is our electromagnetic field, but this line here used to be wider like this one. You see how how it shows a color saturation above the line, so you can see the line all the way across? Look at here. They actually put the readings right here over the top of it, and then they put the color saturation right here to try and block what you might be able to see on the geophones. So this is the only bit of geophone that you get to see. Now that's one that they're trying to hide. So they've been compressing the data. Remember me telling you about all these lines, how they've compressed them, how they're super tight. But here we can still see something going on. Now check this out. This right here is our Schumann. Okay. Oh, everything looks fine here on the geophones, right? And right here you got your noise frequencies, and here's more of a visual representation. Nothing going on, right? Looks like Italian is just nice and quiet. And then when you come down here to where they collect the data massive, for throughout the day, look at this. Right here, this is noon, and it's showing here, but yet they stopped it at noon. So this is UTC time, okay? So right here you're looking between noon and 6 p.m., okay, noon and 1800. So right here you're looking at about 2 p.m. They're not letting it go past noon here. They're not showing it. But here they are. What? They're trying to hide data, folks. Again, they're just constantly hiding data. And look at this. Look at the stinking color going on here. Look at all this blasting off. Now, this is where they stack all the data up so that you can see it. Look at this. Now, this is today. Okay, these are your different hours from 4 in the morning to 5, and then here it goes from 5 to 6, 6, 7, and then you can come up here and you can see all of this data here. Well, that's what this is. That's all of this compressed down in there. It breaks it down hour by hour. But why isn't it showing anything here, but it shows it down here? I don't know. You tell me. They're hiding data. Now here we are looking at the color spectrum. You can see there's definitely something going on. And that's hour by hour breakdown. Now we do see a little bit of lightning in the area. Okay, just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all, actually. But guess what else they're hiding? Well, in fact, let's just refresh this page now with a fresh page that I just refreshed. Now we can start seeing it. Now all of a sudden they're saying it. Look at what's going on now. Now they did. Now I literally just refreshed this from like I had this pulled up for maybe 10 minutes, and now all of a sudden they're starting to refresh it. Well, probably because they were hoping it would go away. Because look at this. They got a line right here. You see this line? That's what this line is right here. Well, where's the red before it? Where it starts here. It actually should be over here starting and coming up this way. So they're obviously hiding data. They're trying to hide it, but now they can't hide it. I mean, look at this sound off. This thing's blasting. Let's check our lightning down at the bottom real quick. Let's get down there. Come on. Yeah, there's a little bit of lightning in the area, but either way, they're still trying to hide data. I mean, where's the data before it? We're right here. It should be solid red, just like this. That's where this line comes in. What's going on here, guys? What are you doing there, Italy? But guess what? Italy's not the only place that they're hiding it. ISWA. This is something else I wanted to show you. Check this out. So, the two that we use the most to look for coronal mass ejections on the surface of the sun are going to be 193 and 304. This right here, you'll see the solar tsunami. You'll see the wave, and then here on the 304, you'll actually see how dense the plasma is. Well, let's zoom in ski on this a little bit and take a look. Watch this. From about, where are we at here? Oh, it's not there. Where did it go? I need to start over. It should jump. Holy cow, they might have actually deleted it. Last night, I was going to show you guys this morning, but there is a gap in time of 8 hours. Where did that go? Hey folks, they filled the data in last night. When I was checking this, I had it saved so that way I could show you guys today, but they filled the data in, so when I loaded the page back up, it had all the filled in data. So this actually shows, well, let's see where it ends at, right here, from this morning at midnight. So yeah, they actually filled the data in, and it's kind of frustrating because there was an 8-hour gap. We need to watch this area right here. Notice how there's really not a whole lot here. This thing just, it erupts and turns into a coronal hole. Watch this. There's an eruption. Boom. Do you see that? You see the eruption? It's not major. It's more of a filament release right here. You see this? It's more of a filament release. And because of that filament release, look at that. You can see that coronal hole starting to form now. That release of filament happened because the coronal hole was forming. So because it was forming, what happened to be in that area got released. So that would be a little bit explanatory, I guess. And we'll actually see some of it release here. You see that release? It's not super major, but some did get released, and it is somewhat earth-directed. I have a feeling we're going to end up taking some plasma here before too long, because that was pretty close to being towards us, but we'll see what happens. And then of course right here we had a little bit of a pop and a little bit of sputter of eruption. Might get a little glancing blow out of that. They're starting to get really hinky with this information. It's starting to become a real pain in the butt. But here's from the 20th. I actually had this one because this one actually showed the entire thing. There was no gaps in it. And you can see on the lower left, you'll see that boom, and all of a sudden you see that eruption there. This one shows the eruption really good. Right here, I think something might, I don't know if it was on the back side that's initialized the effect, but you're watching a coronal hole being born right here. It starts getting bigger and whoosh, it just pushes the plasma off. You see that? And now we have a coronal hole. So yeah, honestly, I'm glad that they filled it in, but either way, I actually had these two pulled up because these two had a smooth transition as well. Here we'll take a look at the overlay, and you can see a really good, nice wave of it. Whoosh, you see that there? And then the coronal hole is there. But this is something else that I want to show you guys. Right here, we're looking at stereo ahead. And we're looking at the just regular old stereo ahead. Now watch this. Now we've got a couple crafts. We've got one there, but check this out. Where is it at? Come on. Oh, we got another craft there. Get ready for this. Something that we don't see very often here at all. There's another craft there, and boom. What the hell is that? And it doesn't just, now, keep your eyes right here on this. Okay? On the right here, do you see where it's right here? This right here is where I believe the occulter disc, the arm for the occulter disc is being held is right here. But that's just my opinion, what I think. But look at how this thing does a complete circle. Like, what in the fragnog is going on here? Look at this. And then it comes back to normal and clears up. Now, it could have been a calibration roll, is what it could have been. But I'm not 100% sure on exactly what that was. And then just to verify, I came down here to check on this one here, which is the science data. Okay? And it does the same thing. Right there. So that could have been a calibration roll. I don't know. But either way, every time I see it, it gets my attention. What do you guys think that was? Some of my recent screenshots that I've got. This is a stereo ahead EUVI 171 angstroms of light. You can see the date and timestamp. Look at this. We got a guy right here. And actually, it's not very often that we get to see one of these guys on this one like that. Usually, when we see them, they're coming out of the sun in the little black dots. I actually got some more of those, but we got another one here. And oh, this one's a good one. Look at this. Here he is here, and you can see his trail all the way to the sun's surface. He's literally coming out of the sun. Like, what? Here's another perfect example of showing them coming out of the sun. Like, yo, thanks there, buddy. Now, usually the ones that we get are these guys when they're coming out. Remember? But we actually got the one shooting right out of the side of it, which is pretty cool. Because we don't get those very often. And there's quite a few. Some of them only have a few, but some of them have decent clusters. Here's a cluster here, another cluster here, and here. And I don't know why I got that one. Here's another decent sized cluster there coming out. Looks like we got another cluster here. Oh, look at this. We got one right here next to the surface of the sun. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah. So what do you guys think about all of that? That roll, that calibration roll. That's pretty crazy stuff, ain't it? You got plenty more clusters here where they're coming out. And here's a really good cluster. Look at that. Yippee-ki-yay. That's why I keep my eyes open. And I have no fear. And remember, love is the only way forward.